Directionally challenged hiker here this Thursday, August 11th. I am back at Little House in the Desert for the second time this week. We were here on Monday, and when we were here on Monday, we had to evict a rodent. Yeah, some type of pack rat. As when I had walked in here, there were things like the tractor keys were on the floor, and the tractor keys, if you look at that shelving unit over there, the tractor keys were in one of those gray bins. And there were just a few other things. Actually, I still had the box in here from the shelves, and they have little like plastic discs when they ship it, that the shelves nest together, and these little plastic pieces, I don't know, keep them from grinding, scratching, whatever. And those were strewn around in here. And yeah, so we evicted a rodent, and I took some precautions. I have it's natural rodent repellent because we really do want to have animals out here and things like that. So I don't want to start having a lot of poison around. But as you can see, this rodent kind of made a mess in here. There was a stove sitting here, and he had actually made a nest in the bottom drawer, but that stove needs to go. So today I am going to work on just vacuuming up what he did. I did buy a mop because I would like to try to get, again, looking down at the floor, that is what the birds had done. We haven't been doing a whole lot of work inside. We've been doing a lot of work outside. So yeah, I'm just gonna do some cleanup today. Yeah, he made a mess. I mean, he definitely got into some stuff. And then, yeah, I am going to head up. I'm going to start out up here. There's just some stuff I want to vacuum up. I know it sounds crazy, but if you do some cleaning up, a lot of times, then you can see like, okay, did we truly evict the rodent, or is he still here? So if I do clean up today and then we come back in a day or so, it should become obvious if we were successful or not, or we have to do something else. But anyway, I'm going to head on up because that is happening first, because it's much warmer up there than it is down here. So see you up top. All right, upstairs of Little House in the Desert, and you can see he's been working on re-insulating. He hung some of the stuff back up, and he found some other stuff that we had and just began that process, since we have it closed off now and no birds can come back in. But I'm just going to do a little bit of a vacuum up here today and maybe deal with some, if there's anything strewn around that doesn't need to be strewn around. But yeah, and there's a couple rolls of R30 there. Doesn't have the paper facing on it, so we'll see. I don't know that I'm going to have time to get to that today, but that can be used. And yeah, so I need to empty my little vacuum because I think the last time I used it I didn't empty it. But I'm gonna go take care of that, and then I will set this up up here somewhere, and maybe do some time lapse of a little bit of cleanup up here. So later. As I deal with some cleanup in the upstairs area, let's talk about those bees. Obviously there has been no footage recently, and there's a reason for that. When we came with one of our sons to see the property in June, I checked the hive and they'd gone AWOL. And I guess I didn't get any footage of, letting everybody know that, but I no longer have my bees. I was really disappointed. I tried hard. So yeah, failure. Maybe try again next year. We'll see. All right, just a little bit I resorted to sweeping up here. I haven't swept up here in the past because previously I was cleaning up what the birds did. Now it was just some dust and I tried not to stir it up excessively, but it went a little faster than the little small shop vac. But at this point, I cannot get the bigger shop vac up here. It does not fit up through floor joists, or whatever you want to call them. So I'm stuck with that, but just a little bit of cleanup, and I did not go to the front half. That wasn't too bad. He's done some work here, and this seems to be where like stuff blows in if it wants to blow in. So calling it good enough for now, and I'm going to head downstairs where it is a little cooler. There is like a window unit in here, but obviously it's not completely insulated up here, so it's probably about 90 degrees up here, and I'm sweating pretty good. So heading down, let's go do some cleanup downstairs. And I would love to, maybe I will come back up and clean this window, because again, we did have some bugs when the birds were in here, and if you can get stuff cleaned up, it's a pretty good indicator if you have taken care of the problem. All right, down in the lower level, and no, I did not do any time lapse of my vacuuming up this area, but I did vacuum it up. I am going to do some more over there in a little bit, but I'm thinking I'm going to see how the mop works on this. I know we will be putting down some kind of laminate flooring in the future, but if I can mop up some of this, it might save me some grinding. Obviously, there's some grinding here to smooth it out, where the block wall was added for the bathroom. But if I don't have to grind that stuff off, it would definitely be easier. And then I just did a quick little bit of a rodent turd cleanup in here too. He seemed to like that corner, inspecting some of that stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna go back out here. I am going to set this up on time lapse and entertain you trying to mop up. I think a lot of that is owl poop. I mean, the big stuff's up, but yeah. All right, in a bit. As I deal with the mess from our unwanted guests, owls, and then the pack rat we seem to have had in here, when we pulled the drawer from the stove out and it had the nest in there, there were a few of those discs from the shelves, but there was also some owl pellets and coyote or dog poop. And when we were doing some of the work on the manufactured home, we'd found like dog and coyote poop in strange places, and we're like, how? I mean, but there was a rodent problem there also. It seems that these little critters like to collect poop. So I'm not sure, but if you know anything about this, let me know. Leave a comment, because it's kind of weird. Okay, now that I've sat down and wasted some time, given this more than enough time to dry, let's take a look at it again. Obviously, the mopping did not take care of all of it, but I think, I'm just trying to get a better angle here, I think it's better than it was. If anything, I did get rid of where the rat had, made a mess under the stove when he had the nest in the stove drawer. So yeah, I will still be sanding this, because that does need to come up. I do not want to lay new flooring down on that, but at least I guess I can say I have clean owl poop, maybe? All right, should do a little bit over there, because there's a little bit of rodent poop over there in a couple of the corners, so I want to take care of that. And then again, if I do that, hopefully I'll be able to tell if it is gone or it is still in here. Later. All right, it's just after 1 p.m. and I'm tired of being warm. not a crazy productive day, but I think that floor does look a little better, and we will definitely be sanding the rest of that up and doing some other cleaning before we will think of laying new flooring. And I just, in the area over here, I just did a little bit of a vacuum, checked the bins, a couple of the bins, yeah, he'd been in. So, and then I sat down, I played a little bit, trying to do some more planning for the bathrooms. I think I have the upstairs bathroom done, and then I worked on, you know, the plans for that downstairs bathroom. So, yeah, probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense to you, but I'm quite proud of the fact that it lines up pretty well with the upstairs bathroom. Actually, that is supposed to be over there because we want the toilets to line up. But yeah, so calling it a day at Little House in the Desert. I'm gonna go back to our son's house where, you know, it's insulated properly and it has AC to, you know, properly cool it. That little window unit there just isn't cutting it with a lack of insulation and some other stuff. So later.